So this is my language and cultural contact. This is what I did for the contact hours. I watched a Frida Kahlo documentary in Spanish on YouTube for 30 minutes. I also watched La Cocina de Carla, Despierta America on YouTube for 30 minutes as well. And I read Eat Right Pro articles, two of them for an hour, and then I watched Puertas a Más Allá, TV show on Hulu, for 2 hours. So for the Frida Kahlo documentary, I found that the vocabulary was a little bit tough for this one. I have kept having a pause very often to Google words and check what everything meant. But words that I did like or stood out to me were costillas rotas, which means broken ribs, dislocados y aplastados, which means dislocated and crushed. And I also really like this phrase that she said that explains exactly what she was going through when she was in her car accident. It says, nos botó hacia adelante y a mí la pasamanos me atravesó como la espalda un toro. It means it threw us forward, and to me the handrails pierced me like the back of a bull. Nuances I noticed in this were that the Mexican culture is very expressive through art. It's very colorful and bright. Family is also emphasized. All Frida's family was always willing to help her and encourage her in her passions. Infertility is also a very serious issue since they are so family oriented. For Frida, not to be able to have kids was very devastating and put her through a depression. Passion in art and love. So I noticed that they're very close-knit, very passionate, and they speak about love, and they love with their whole heart. And then meal gatherings are social events, so they're very big, and when Frida lost that, it was very devastating to her. When she wasn't able to move around as much, she kind of missed out on those social events. And this is very different from U.S. culture because I think in U.S. culture we don't gather for meals as often as we used to. And another TV show I watched was La Cocina Carla, Despierta America, which is kind of like a Good Morning America TV show. And this is a segment on there where it's cooking with Carla. So terminology I noticed was that it was all geared towards cooking. So mezclar means to mix. El platillo favorito means favorite dish. Grados means degrees. And nuances I noticed here were they were very big and boisterous personalities on TV, and they were always very sassy, and the Carla was even very flirty with the guests. They also make big family meals. They were very welcoming and happy, very lighthearted, and dancing is also a very big part of this culture. And I feel like in Good Morning America, none of this ever happens. It's usually still kind of happy, but it all seems very forced, as opposed to the Hispanic culture where all seemed very natural and fluid and their happiness felt real. Cool. So another TV, or not TV, another way I spent time learning Spanish was through Eat Right Pro. They had 2 articles that I read. They were available in Spanish and English, so I read the Spanish versions of them. And I learned a lot of good words for my future career as a dietitian. So a couple of phrases like saludable, which means healthy, buena alimentación y el peso saludable means good food and healthy weight. Sírvase porciones adecuadas means serve yourself adequate portions, and bajos en calorías means low in calories. So nuances I noticed here was that there was an emphasis on family health, an emphasis on family weights, which is similar to the U.S. culture, which is why I think the article had both English and Spanish, because it was geared to both cultures, because everyone wants the same thing. Oh, and another TV show I watched was Puertas al Más Allá, which means gates to the afterlife. This is just a fun, spooky show I wanted to watch. They were reenacting stories that people were telling from different parts of South America. This one was actually from Mexico in this episode. And a couple terminology words I noticed were pesadilla, which means nightmare, espíritu maligno, which means evil spirit, and sensaciones extrañas, which means strange sensations. I thought these were good phrases since Halloween is coming up. And nuances I noticed here were that religion was a big part of the culture. So in the house in the TV show, there was pictures of Virgin Mary everywhere and little statues of Virgin Mary. And that's also something I noticed within my own family in Mexico. My grandma will have paintings of the Virgin Mary and little statues everywhere as well. So in the TV show, they were also very superstitious. Any noise they heard kind of spooked them. Family was also a big thing. Everyone was always sticking together and helping each other out. Wasn't ever anyone like accusing each other of, oh, I don't believe you, you're a liar. Like I would see in US TV shows like this. It was more like, oh, you hear something? Oh, okay, I believe you because you're my family. So that was a big difference I noticed in the TV show. But yeah, and that's all my contact hours. Thanks.